Today we are going to divide using the box method. Now the box method has 4 steps. The first 2 help set up our problem to make sure that we do it easily and correctly. The hard work takes place in 3 and 4. So let's review. Step 1 is to make an in-out table for our divisor, the number we are dividing by. Now this is as easy as making a multiplication table for that number. We always go from 0 to 9, and we simply count by it, right? Starting at 0. Here our divisor is 4, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and so on. Step 2 is to make a chart for each of the place values. So here we're dividing 272, so we have 2 hundreds, 7 tens, 2 ones. Step 3 is to divide the place values, so starting with 2, dividing 2 by 4, and then carrying over leftover numbers. So let us begin. So we're going to start off by dividing 3,428 and dividing by 4. So step 1, we must make an in-out table for the divisor for 4. Luckily, we have seen that already. So I'm going to make an in-out table. Now you may have heard this said as a top-bottom chart, or just a multiplication table. But this allows us to quickly and easily see how many groups we can make out of a certain number. Okay. Now, if you're making this on your paper, sometimes it's even great to make a number of dots for the chart you're making. So since I'm making 4, 0 times 0, then I go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 times 4 is 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 times 4 is 8. 9, 10, 11, 12. So as you see, I'm just counting our dots going up to make sure that I have the right number. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Excellent. So this is a little messy, but it's very important to make sure you know what times 4 will equal the out number. So 0 times 0 is 0. 0 times 4 equals 0. 7 times 4 equals 28. Okay. We've done step 1. Step 2. We must make a place value chart for our dividend, the number we're dividing. So I will have 3 thousands, 4 hundreds, 2 tens, ooh, it's going to get a little tight, and 8 ones. And I put my divisor, the number I'm dividing by, on the outside so I don't forget. So 3,428 divided by 4. Excellent. Next. Now I'm going to start dividing my place values. So here I'm looking 3. How many groups of 4 can I make out of 3? Well, 3 is larger than 0, so I can make more than 0 groups. 4 is how many I would need for one group. I don't have enough for that. So the most I can make is 0 groups. So I can make 0 groups using 0 of my divisor. No, dividend. Which would leave me with 3. Okay, so I've used 0 groups, take away 0 of my thousands, which leaves me with 3. Now, I'm not done, so I'm not going to check this off. But I will start doing number 4, carrying over leftover numbers. So I take my 3 thousands, and I change them to 30 hundreds. So now I have 34 hundreds to divide. And let's see, well, I can make 8 groups out of 34. Because with 8 groups of 4, it would take up 32 of my items. It's 32 of my hundreds. So with 8 groups, I would use up 32 items. Now this is why some people call this a top-bottom chart, because the groups goes on top, the number in that group goes on bottom. Okay. So, subtracting this, I would have 2 left over, which means I carry over 2 hundreds to become 20 tens. So now I'm dividing 22. Now with 22, I can make more than 2 groups, more than 3 groups, more than 4 groups, more than 5 groups. But I don't have enough to make 6 groups. So I can make 5 groups using 20 items, 20 of my tens, which would leave me with, again, 2 left over. Okay. So 2 tens become 21s. So now I'm dividing 28. Okay. So 28 divided by 4. Aha, I have that exactly. It's exactly 7 groups. Okay. So, which means I have no remainder. My remainder is 0. There's nothing left over. Wonderful. So, I can check off 3 because I've divided all my place values. And I can even check off 4 because I've carried over all the leftover numbers. Which means that 3,428 is my number on top here. 857.